Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obedient Family TV. The program now Hope Alive. Yes, Hope Day. Now welcome today will be Saturday, wherever on a day, on a good morning, afternoon, and evening. We don't come again with plenty things where we say they happen. We'll go try to break those things down, especially the one where they happen now for Akpabio, Cross River State. As it don't happen, God's will Akpabio, the president of Senate, don't begin to show a lavish party after they don't come talk so many good things where they don't do for Nigerians in poverty as they celebrate in 61st birthday with the plenty money where in siphon from the National Assembly and all the contributions where senators sent to them way going down in millions, how they expended so much amid poverty in Nigeria. We go talk about that one. Then we go talk about the budget where we say trips into 20 billion for renovations, where we say even PO talk say go feed fuel police stations and boost the operational efficiency of all the police force in Nigeria. The thing we go bring that one as PO take talk am, we go bring am. Then we go tell on us say the judge where we say he just make mistake. He just make mistake for this Kanu appeal court scandal. Then not they promote him to go Supreme Court. Now the same thing we dey see for Nigeria, we go carry that one come. We go bring on another judge, Falola, I be waiting then call him. The man after conspiring and stealing 16 million, where then catch and koro, instead of make them sack and completely, now suspension we see. But now the ones where then catch, no be the likes of Samani, who go soon get their own catch. We still the investigate, we still the touchlight. We get plenty other things like the Nigerian air scam. After how many months where Buhari don't come out for office, Hadi Serika where scam Nigerians carry flights where be said they write new Nigerian koro for national TV. Is still the waka by private jet, the waka they pass, they go everywhere, nothing they happen. Nigeria itself na real crime scene. But not be only me go talk these things for studio. I get Esther, I get Princess to discuss all of these things for inside studio.
Yes, so greetings to my well-meaning, obedient, and wonderful Nigerians, my people. Now, welcome to another episode of Hope Alive. Welcome and welcome wherever you are watching us from. The APC government has turned Nigeria into divided. In fact, we are people that are suffering together but divided in purpose. Tribe and religion are the weapon they are using to divide us. That is why the APC that is why Tinubu is ruling us today. In don't force certificate enter. Or your first performance make you see now. Anyway, we have lots and lots of more to discuss. Welcome and join us.
Greetings, well-meaning Nigerians and fellow obedience worldwide. Welcome back to Hope Alive. It is sad that with everything going on in this country, I don't know if Nigerians are dumb or we are timid or we are just afraid people, because we let the people perpetrating this evil against us to go scot-free without any consequences, as if we are enabling them. Well, join us as we discuss more.
Yes, so as you join us, whether on the comment section, make you no fail to like and share, make other well-meaning Nigerians and obedience worldwide know say we don't come. Make we carry all the things where we say, then they do, make we they carry and come out, so that as we they talk, they say talk na talk, and our own na to talk. Get out the information to the people. Let the people who are to take action, make them take action. Make we start with waiting to happen for downtown, for Akpabio's state. Every senator where you know, I go say 90% of them, if not 100%, they don't carry themselves with chartered flights, waka go meet them for his 65th birthday. That very place where we they talk, if you read there, the kind hunger where they for in senatorial zone, you no go believe them. But na billions na then spend, come celebrate somebody wey be say na confirmed crook. Somebody will be say, no be today begin the deal with this national treasury. One woman will come up for NDDC before. Don't accuse them before about all the thief way they do there. Nothing happen. The way we take Wakago enter this very Senate myself, we see how even what they call them European Union talk about and with a Lawa own. So all the people when you see congregate for this 61st birthday, now what would they call the uncommon crooks? People will be say na national treasury, now then they steal from directly. This party one I see so now. The things what would they hear be say from National Assembly, then collect money, push them down. And what would they talk about? Would they talk about hundreds of millions? Then would they talk about each, most of the senators, some they do 1 million contribution, some 2 million contribution, and all of those things. Now they come, instead of this man to say, all this money where they don't gather, would they expect making open mouth talk say, in use and one giving constituents. Now in control party after this show of shame where you see for here. Tunubu was dead there, a representative, and many other people will say they come there. The gathering of the uncrook people. And these very bishops, where would they see for here? We wonder which kind, where then they officiate. In this famine where Nigeria dey, in this hunger where Nigeria dey. Anyway, Esther, she say your man they do muimu since.
Well, we'll see, just like you are seeing what happened today, all road leads to Uyo for the 61st birthday of Akpabio. Now look at, we can see how they are spending taxpayers' money on, in fact, on call for unnecessarily or over irrelevant thing. How can he be spending, celebrating birthday at this point when the nation is burning, when people are hungry? In fact, hunger everywhere. I even heard that some few months ago, there are some youth corps members from his state that were kidnapped on their way to Sokoto for their national assignment, and I've not heard anything being done for these people to be released. I'm pretty sure they are still in the kidnappers' custody, and here he is throwing this lavish party for what? For what exactly? Just for people to come and drink and marry, spending taxpayers' money over irrelevant things. Now, such a money he can use it to do one tangible thing for his state. At least just do something for it. Okay, this is in remembrance or for his birthday, and yet he's throwing parties, feeding people that are not hungry, people that are already overfed. Whereas there are some hungry people out there in the street that are very hungry, that needs this money, and yet they are just spending the money lavishly. Okay,
Esther, you are correct. But Princess, the thing be say, from the reports and the pictures, so they see how they come out from that side, we notice say some people they struggle to even carry rice from the party where then they do. You understand me? That is, then they struggle, like say they just come there as hungry people. So it's like Akpabio has turned his senatorial constituents to become beggars. You understand me? As in, they are so hungry that they are fighting over a plate of rice. I don't know if you get my point. Yes. So, like you started with, it seems like some Nigerians are really in that dumb and dumber situation that whatever is being said, it's going down. Is it a sinker? I mean, how do I take talk on myself? Yes.
That was when in the beginning I was like, I don't know if they're just dumb or are they afraid, or I just can't put my hands on what exactly is wrong with us. Because it's just like we are looking at these people perpetrating this evil over and over and over again. And we are watching them do it without anything, like without doing something practically to avoid it from happening again. And then they will give you chicken change or give you one plate of rice or something. And they become comfortable with it and don't do anything. Do you understand? That is the problem. Because if we had actually done something, or like come out and actually do something practical to like put these people in order or make them see the consequences of what they have done, they will not do what they're doing over and over again. Do you know how much money is being spent to hold such occasion? If you look at the video, you will see the crowd that is there. People that are standing, people that are sitting, all that. These are billions of naira that is going into one person's celebration that is not worth celebrating.
Yeah, I think what is very, very important for us to understand from this is that Nigeria is in a crisis position. We are in famine. Let's put it that way. And we found out that we have people in Nigeria who are just wasteful. They are now in government to waste the scarce resources that is coming out from this country. And we want the oppositions like us to look at this thing critically and see how they could help, because it's really getting out of hand. I could go on and on about the kind of corruption that is just everywhere. It's just not on the legislature, it's on the executive, it's more on the judiciary. If I look at what I have on my book here, it says, for instance, take a look at the budget of the Office of the Chief of Staff to the President for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years, let's take a look. In 2020, we have, as reported, 24 million naira was reported in 2020 as the budget. Now, in 2021, we have 76.55 million, 76 million. In 2022, we have 526 million in 2022. Now, in 2023, we have 517 million. That is the one of Buhari. Then we entered Tinubu and we jumped into the budget of 2024 that is 21.22 billion. Recall, we had never up to this moment gotten anything near 1 billion. The last budget is at 517 million. And in 2024 budget for the Office of the Chief of Staff to the President, we have 21.22 billion. And all of them are out there in the open. They have started spending this money even before it's even appropriated. They have started spending it. We can go on and on and on. We have this coming also from Okute Basan, who spoke so well on this. He said, this year, the Office of the Chief of Staff budget 10 billion naira for computer software to run his Office of the Chief of Staff. What kind of software will swallow 10 billion? Question. The Senate and the House of Representatives will rubber stamp it, and after all, nothing gets scrutinized by the National Assembly. They just allow anything to go. The main function of legislature is to act as the conscience of the people, but not in Nigeria. Selfish partisan interest has overshadowed national interest. If Nigeria allow these things to continue like this, these people will dry this country. Run it dry. The Senate and House of Representatives must reject this budget in its entirety. The citizens must wake up. Nigeria has been hijacked by those who have no regard for the good of the people. Just look at almost all in power. They move from one office to the other. That is what they do. Now, if we leave the executive on one side and we look at the people on this cabinet, we have the former governor of one of the northern states. I think his name is Matawala or something, who is a minister, I think, of defense, as the case might be. Yes. He just left office as a governor. Now, this man has said he has nothing, he didn't steal anything from the government and all of that. Just day before yesterday, about 50 vehicles were recovered. Let's take a list, make you not be say, now we just they talk. Waiting they happen to Niger. Waiting they happen. Why is this country a crime scene? Let's take a listen.
These are the operational vehicles that the Zamfara state government claimed were stolen by the immediate past governor and recovered from his residences in Gusau and Maradun town, the local headquarters. The press secretary to the present governor, Sani Sambo, said about 50 vehicles were recovered following the Federal High Court, Sokoto Division's verdict that the vehicles belonged to the Zamfara government. He said due process was carefully followed to recover the vehicles from the two residences of the former governor, who earlier denied stealing government property when he was leaving office.
Right now, as far as the court is concerned, the vehicles behind me here belong to the Zamfara state government. So we see that some are still being brought from day before yesterday. Yesterday, some drivers had been very busy along with security men bringing them. Right now that I'm talking, behind me are some of the vehicles coming. So perhaps we could have up to 50 that have been taken away. And the question one will be asking, every right-thinking person will be asking is, where was he going with all this vehicle?
The press secretary said that the Governor Dauda Lawal-led administration is doing everything possible to bring about the desired development in the state, but not to witch hunt or project anyone in a bad light.
Are we projecting them in bad light when we help him to bring what is not his to the government house for the people? They can make claims. You know, anybody who feels that by doing good to the people, you are exposing his own recklessness with financial resources or using the seat of power for personal gains and sentiment, you will get irritated. Whatever Governor Dauda Lawal does to bring development to the state is equal to exposing their rot in the past.
When Dauda Lawal took over power as governor of Zamfara State on May 29, 2023, the controversy about stolen operational vehicles at the government house in Gusau and the siphoning of public funds set in, and security agencies raided the two residences of the former governor in Gusau and Maradun local governments, where some vehicles were recovered. The former governor quickly secured a court order restraining the state government from such action, pending the determination of the court's decision on the matter. According to the state government, last Friday, the Federal High Court, Sokoto Division, dismissed the former governor's suit against it.
So the question that is begging to be answered is, why are we not taking action amidst all these things? These are no longer allegations. Person come out talk say he knows steal. You find out say koro in steal and you bring the evidence of stealing and the man has not been arrested. He is jamboring at bad day and the rest of it. What kind of people are we that we can't take action? Esther says, you know, the something is just too much that sometimes it chokes you on what happens in Nigeria.
Exactly, because the way everything is going, the question is, with all these public embezzlements, how will this country move forward? Now look at them. The country has been captured by the judiciary and by the executive. Now look at what is happening in Akwa Ibom, Uyo. They are partying. They will tell you, pray for your government, pray for this, pray for that. Why they are partying, doing jamboree with the public fund, siphoning the public money. Now it doesn't end there. It gets to the other end of, at the end of the day, he was once a governor. They keep protecting power. These corrupt politicians, they never want to leave the power. They keep protecting from one office to the other, from one office to the other, squandering the public money, squandering, they call it national cake, money that is meant to help the masses, the poor people, the Nigerians. Now this will hijack it and is almost in their corner. When they are finally tired, they want to leave the office, they will put their children, their nephew, their nieces, which is not supposed to be.
You can see that
it's high time we stand up and take back our country.
Yes, and you see, Princess, some of these people, they go to National Assembly. You see some of them that are senators that has been in that very place, especially the people from the north. You see them 20 years, 25 years, they are still at the Senate, you understand? So you ask, are they the only ones that are good from their constituency or from their senatorial zone from the north? They are just impoverishing their people. I mean, you get me?
Yeah,
huh?
I understand. And it's obvious that it's forceful. They're forcefully putting themselves in that position. And imagine what, if you listen to the video, the guy talking was like that the governor on scene now had to get an order, court order, to prevent the government from doing what they had to do, like the search and all. You see that they're working hand in hand with the judiciary.
Exactly.
And these are the people that are supposed to save us, but they are working hand in hand with those people. So the executive is doing their problem and the judiciary is backing them up. And we are supposed to join our hands together and fight for ourselves, because we have seen that they will not do anything for us. They don't have us in their mind. So we're supposed to take it by ourselves and do some certain things, say it, and as we are saying it, we are putting them in action. Do you understand? If not, they will keep spending and spending and nothing is going to happen. Like they're doing it to our faces, like this is what we are doing and you cannot do nothing about it. Deal with it. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course, I do. Let's look at even what our people are saying about much of this thing that are happening, like Chidi Odinkalo, who said that the thing that has to do with some judicial officers who are elevated to the position of going to the Supreme Court, even when there is a mistake that should be probed, even in coming out from Kanu Appeal Court, that had that very uncommon judgment error. Now, this same justice is now being alleviated to the Supreme Court. Somebody who just made a mistake that should be suspended. But it's been so. Let's, okay, Chidi Odinkalo is on the screen. Say, I consider it essential to go on record. There is something quite unsettling about the timing of the decision of the agency, that is Nigerian Judicial Council, to alleviate somebody to Supreme Court, the judge who presided over the Kanu governorship appeal. He said, let's try and break it down. Now, on breaking it down, Esther, is we're not going to dwell so much on this because that matter is still before the Supreme Court for them to go and talk waiting them one talk. You understand? Yes. Because we will still come back to waiting one page judgment where they give P2B. So now this man just made a grievous mistake that is causing riot in Kano State. That people have died, scores of people have died as a result of their action of not writing a common judgment right. And that same person is being alleviated to the position of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. What does that tell you, Esther? Does it tell you that our people are not, they're not even thinking well? Those people that are doing the recommendation that they call the National Judicial Council. I mean, do you think that their brains still they function well, or they are just part of the corruption that we are talking about?
Of course, like I said earlier, the Nigeria as a system, as a country, has been captured by this judiciary system. Now, in fact, the executive now push them. In fact, they are backing them by holding us more captive. Now, the people that are supposed to, this is a man that's supposed to be, in fact, he's supposed to be out of bench, like he's supposed to be facing query, facing the panel for what happened. Like he has to explain. Look at Kanu State is on fire. We saw a video of what happened yesterday. They are protesting. This is what, and now a man that said they just call it ordinary clerical error, and at the end of the day he's been elevated. No query, no sanction, nothing, which is not supposed to be. Nigerians they have turned us to people that are united in our sufferings but divided in purpose. Our purposes are different, but all of us are suffering one thing together, which is what the judiciary has cost us.
The same thing we're talking about. Not make we move down from Kano to nearby Katsina State. We have Hedi Serika, who is the aviation minister in Buhari's administration. This man scammed Nigeria. Not just Nigeria, scammed Nigerians, everybody inside. They whistled us with their Nigerian air stuff. Then David Undeyin was actually bringing these things out like that. This thing is a scam, is a scam, is a scam, and nobody listened. At the end of it all, this man made billions of naira. Now he has bought his own private jet and traveling between Abuja and Katsina State. But the Nigerian air that everybody saw koro on national TV, that the scammers, you can see it on the screen. You can see. You know what happens when they raise a cannon above that and spray water? You know what that means. And it's bearing Nigerian air. Up till now, that very thing has been watered down, that nobody is talking about it again, and this same man is going scot-free. Nobody, no question, nothing. Look at what he tweeted as at that time, Hedi Serika. He said, here we are here. To Almighty God be all the glory. It has been a very long, tedious, daunting, and difficult path. We thank everyone for the support. This, by the will of God, will be for us and the generations to come. Ya Allah, make it beneficial for our country and humanity. Yes, Ya Allah have done it. That is the scam. That's what he sent as at that time. At the end of the day, he packed every money that he could lay his hands on. Boom, he left. And nobody talks about it because they are all birds of the same feather. How stupid do they think we are? That is the question, Princess.
Yes, we have said this over and over, and I don't know. I feel like it's high time we actually talk to ourselves and sit back after seeing all the things going on in the country, and it keeps happening repeatedly, not once, not twice. It keeps happening repeatedly, and it's like that they keep finding new ways to lose money. They keep finding new methods to take in money, like national funds, public funds. They keep finding new methods, new strategies to take funds. Look at the refinery that they said that is supposed to be working, that should help maybe reduce the fuel price and all that. The refinery is not up and running. And yet they poured in billions of naira in that refinery, and nothing is going on now.
Talking about refinery, let me tell you the scam that is behind this Dangote's refinery. Even I think David Dundein brought that thing out. Okay, it's on the screen right now. Now, this very Dangote, they have been, everybody on the mainstream media, they have been trending. It has been everywhere. But the scam of Dangote refinery started from 2013. We need to understand that from 2013. Now, that very 2013, they said Dangote is opening this, is opening that, and all of that. But let's take a look at what David Dundein said. He said, because Dangote Group Comms Department sent out a press release and a video release making a set of claims. Why the refinery itself remains nowhere near completion anytime in the next 2 to 3 years. He said, this is your politicians don't, that is why your politicians don't rate you. They don't rate you because we act stupid. We follow what they tell us, you understand me?
Yes.
And we keep doing that over and over and over again. Then let's take what David Dunde have to say finally on this. Let's take it, he don't want to mention Dangote on this. He said, I own a refinery that is nowhere near complete and has functioned through its entire project lifespan to date as a conduit for money laundering and illicit financial engineering. I have shifted the target opening date of this refinery at least 6 times since 2013. Every couple of years, I pay Nigerian media to realize the hagiographical fairy tales about how my refinery will be completed in X months. It will save X amount of forex expenditure. It will reduce the price of fuel. It will create 20,000 millions of jobs, and it will cure the sick and raise the dead. Those are the promises you hear about Dangote's this thing. Now, finally, people start getting wise to my sponsored fairy tales in the newspapers, and my trusty old scam is about to lose its efficacy. So I need to UK the ante, up the ante. So, of course, I had no actual intention of refining any goddamn crude oil. If I had any such intention, I could have simply bought one of Nigerians' 4 existing refineries and been operational a decade ago. Plus, refining crude oil is an actual business with razor-thin margins and global regulations up to the neck. Nobody's got time for that. So, I've never done any actual business in my life before, and I'm not about to start now. I am Nigeria's foremost subsidy baby for a reason. So, to keep my fairy tale narrative going, according by David Dundein, I pay for a video release and a press release to be serialized across Nigerian media, claiming that crude oil is being delivered to the tank farm in my refinery. I know that both the media I am paying and the audience reading it are uncritical and shallow morons who will never think to ask why I would publicize the discharge of crude oil into my tank farm, when I can instead publicize the discharge of refined petroleum products from the refinery to the market, which will be a bigger and more impressive media stunt. None of these dunderheads will remember that, one, crude oil has no expiration date and can sit in my tank farm indefinitely. So Mary discharging this thing that has sat underground for thousands of years into a tank where it might sit for another 5 years is no hard for me. B, I own a private port and jetty at my refinery complex. I can take delivery of crude oil from NNPC today and snap all the pictures for media stunts with it. Then I can quietly sell it next week to Trafigura or any number of oil trading companies active in Nigeria who is gonna know. The media, whose job is to police me and call me out, will rather be my paid lackey and collaborator in all this. That is why I will remain a billionaire subsidy baby, and these fools will remain poor like their parents and their parents before them. That is coming from David Unde, a fairy tale. Now, coming back to the studio of this very fairy tale, it is a tale of Dangote's refinery. Even before Buhari left, we had a moment of time where everybody congregated on that Dangote's refinery. They said it's already kicked off. We later heard about the billions that is taxpayers' money that was pumped into that. Up to date, we have not seen any sale of any barrel. Some people think that when Dangote's refinery finally kicks on, that is months back that the fuel will come down. Even Ben Bruce said then that it's going to be more expensive. How stupid do they think we are? That is the question. We can go on and on and on. Is Nigeria just called a crime scene, or is actually a crime scene? Make your comments on the comment section. Tell us your thoughts about what you think that they are turning Nigerians into. And coming back to other things that we have, Esther, over to you.
Now, talking about the Dangote refinery. Now, the thing is that everything about Nigeria is a fraud, which is quite unfortunate. We have the worst of us leading over the best of us. Now, I don't think this has been happening since 2013. Now, let's even refresh our memory what happened a few months ago when the NLC had a negotiation with the government, with Tinubu administration. He said that the fact that they are working in the refinery that is going to kickstart by December. And here we are this is December, this is the 9th of December, and we've heard nothing about it.
There's also some calculations that PO did today, on one of the tweets that he let out hours back, you understand?
Yes.
That has to do with the calculations of this 2024 budget and all the expenses that are being embedded, you understand me?
Exactly.
And I think we can also look at that very P2B's tweet, and then we see what again we have on the that is trending right now. So let's take a look at what His Excellency P2B has and other things that concern his good self, because I know that he's always there and telling us the thing as we ought to know about the scam that is going on in Nigeria. Let's take his tweet. He said, "Good morning, Nigeria. While I'm still waiting for the receipt of the full details of the 2024 budget for examination and to ensure the prioritization of the items for growth, I wish to comment on some of the items that are already in the public domain." He said, "The sum of 15.961 billion has been budgeted for trips for the aides of the president and the vice president." Now, he said, if the aides are spending this much, one can explore that their principals, that is the president and the vice president, will spend twice as much, which will be about 30 billion. Now, this means that in 2024 budget, the office of the president and vice president and their aides will be gulping over 45 billion for trips alone, trips to Waka. Furthermore, the office of the chief of staff budgeted 20 billion for the renovation of the president and the vice president offices in Lagos and Abuja and their full digitalization. If you add 45 billion being the list that will be spent on transportations alone, and the 20 billion marked for renovations, it comes to about 65 billion, which is more than 57 billions being the amount passed by the Senate last week. That one where they don't pass already in the talk. Now, he said, for the police trust fund to secure over 200 million people, to secure us, make Boko Haram and the other people know they kill us again. He said, join me in figuring out the alternatives of what this amount can do in real productive terms for our dear country, especially in a critical area like internal security. He said, we have over 5,000 police stations and operations nationwide in this country. Half of these police stations have no functional vehicles. Even those that have are given less than 5,000 for fuel in a day. Which is why if you are lucky for prominent people like me to call the police for any intervention in any emergency, the first thing they tell you is we have no fuel. Assuming we decide to prioritize our list and use these resources as most of the trips and the renovations are of no value to our growth and productivity, we can approach local manufacturers like Inosin and others and order 2,500 4x4 trucks, which as of today cost about 30 million. We will be able to get a 20% discount because we are buying in large quantity and paying them upfront. It will amount to 25 million per vehicle, which will be 62.5 billion for half of the police stations, for half of the police stations that do not have operational vehicles today, which will be taken care of by the money we save from the budgeted travel and renovations. The 15 billion budgeted for the new residence of the vice president can be used for the fueling police operational cars by tripling their fuel allowance from about 5,000 presently to 50,000 per day, which will come to 13.68 billion. By prioritizing our planning and budgeting this way, we will not only be securing the country better, but we'll be making our local industries more productive and profitable, thereby creating the desperately needed jobs for our youth. I urge that we urgently review our budget and revise it to prioritize our urgent needs in health, education, and pulling people out of poverty, which will only be achieved by a planning and budgeting strategy that targets these critical needed areas. It is time we recognize our difficulty, especially suffering of the poor masses, and prioritize our expenditure. That is what we clamor for in the new Nigeria, which we insist is very possible. Peter Obi. So, the last remark of Peter Obi is we insist that a new Nigeria is possible. Is indeed possible. It depends on we and you. Let's leave the issue of so many other scandals that are following other people who you come up. Let's see some of the things that P2B of His Excellency do talk. He go about doing good. He was at some nursing school the other day, giving out hundreds of millions, you know, supporting production and all of that. So let's see even some of the things that people are also talking, and the video that we have that is at least going around, where he said it by himself that he was at a nursing place and he also gave them about 70 million for them to actually get things done. Let's take a listen.
By the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. As a result of the upgrade, our division quota has also been upgraded from 50 to 100 for nursing and 50 to 100 for midwifery respectively. Your financial support.
Oh, P2B doesn't spend money. But I can tell you, I'm supporting a school of nursing in Nsukka where there's no such thing, with over 150 million naira. I gave them just about 70 million in the past 2 weeks. For me, that's what money is meant for.
That's right.
Money is not meant for P2B to go and take title and change his name that God gave him. My name is P2B. If you call me Okute, that is your own business. But I'm not going to give you money for it. If you want, that's it. And again, so there's no time to stop making money.
That's right.
But there's a time to start using it to help other people who are there. If you go to a place they call Balogu, in trade fair, they will show you that P2B built 100 stores, but I don't own one. I gave each of them to one young man. As at the time I built it, it was 250,000 naira. Today, you can't buy that shop for 50 million. But those people I gave it to are ready to do this, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for.
That's right.
So for me, you don't stop. The second person asked a question. He said, let me go to that one who said, what do we do today?
Bringing it in this time.
It's time that it looks difficult. Quite frankly, it looks difficult, but there's opportunities. People say to me, how are we going to change Nigeria? Every day, people say, Peter, what are you going to do this? Even this dollar I'm telling you now, how are we going to change the rates? How are we going to do?
Yes.
There's opportunities in Nigeria today. That opportunities are in so many areas, starting from, it just, again, it requires patience, it requires sacrifice. Today, the highest inflationary item or cost of inflation in Nigeria is what? Food.
Every day.
Agriculture.
Yes.
So there's opportunity there. Today we have a situation where, again, because government is not organized, we're not doing enough exports. I just said it 2 days ago, everywhere. If you go to, I spent a week in Bangladesh, it will shock you. People who own small tailoring industry, they've put in place where if you hear that they are doing garment export from Bangladesh of $50 billion,
That's right.
which is about our Nigerian entire export, they are doing it for just clothing. It is individuals that are doing it. If you hear that they're doing manufacturing in China and everything, I tell you one of the businesses I do as a trader, when I started importing it in Nigeria, it was manufactured by husband and wife. Only husband and wife in Singapore. I went to see a big man in his office. And he gave me tea to drink, tea. A particular tea. And I drank it. And as I was leaving, which is what I used to do when I was trading, I said, can I get the packet of this tea? He said, take it. 6 months after, I came back to him and said, I came to give you this tea. 2 cartons, because you helped me.